This is what we do at Davenport. At Davenport, we acknowledge all walks of life, people of all races, creeds, and sexual orientations. We provide food for people who are needy and summer programs for families to reconnect and make memories. But again, that's not it. Here at Davenport, we acknowledge the First Peoples of Canada, a culture that for hundreds of years was suppressed and beaten down on. Throughout the making of this film, we experienced the traditions and culture that have been passed down through generations.
So specifically in terms of the church, it's done a lot of damage to the community. So the work that we're doing is kind of breaking down those barriers, breaking down those walls of what church and Indigenous tradition kind of used to be. So we're telling people that it's okay to have your Christian beliefs and
so he let
merge
him
it
up.
with your
He says, we're too powerful beings.
and we work with people to see how that looks
You're
like in
going
their
to rule the
lives.
night,
So
and I'm going to
we're
rule
all
the
trying
day.
to break down
So to
and
this day,
change some of
we
the
continue,
church laws,
we continue to follow those ways.
stuff that is
There's some things
originally
that we
kept
do during the day, there's some
communities
things that we
really
don't do at night.
at bay and underfoot. So.
We also spoke to Indigenous elder artist, musician, and writer Catherine Tammaro and showcased to us how she models her Indigenous background through art. Alright, so what is this piece that we have in front of you here?
That piece is part of a series called the Sacred Container Series, and it was a piece which represented a wasp's nest, which my husband brought home for me because I was very curious about things, sacred ideas and thoughts contained within shapes. So to me it suggested a heart, a womb, the nest itself, and things that kind of pierce it or move through it, and what it holds and what's around it. All those things are important. There was another piece in the series that actually referred to a womb. That was the drawing over there that had a Arcana rune in it. My husband was Nordic, so Arcana means birth. And so I was looking at notions of birth and spaces and places where things get born and where they're born from, which is important. So there's another in the series which is a canopic jar, which is a very old idea around holding sacred parts of the body once the person has died. So really the whole series was about birth and death and what contains us through those processes. And interestingly, in Wyandot, which is the culture I come from, the root stem for clan and clay are the same. So when you ask someone what clan they are, you're essentially asking them what clay they're made of. So again, there's that idea of vessels as containers of family, of identity, of spiritual experience. So most of my work is about the deep spiritual connection that we have to each other as people, and how we express that. And we all do that in collective ways, but also in individual ways.
Wow. And lastly, you have this piece here. Could you tell us a little bit about this?
Sure. I'm a direct painter, so I don't pre-plan my paintings at all. They just go on the canvas immediately. And often they're done very rapidly. So you have to have a fair amount of control to be able to do that. But I'm also kind of decolonizing my painting, if you will. So this piece is called Huronia, Sky World View. And it talks about the sky world as the viewing place, or the viewing point, for the landscape, which was known as Huronia, which is where the Wyandot were located after they moved from Toronto up to Georgian Bay. So it contains lots of references to the landscape around the Wye Marsh, around Osasani, around Tiny Beach in Tiny Township, and the Lowland site, which is an excavation site, and all the villages and camps that would have been around there. There's a kind of an oblique reference to a longhouse and spiritual activity. But again, it's not something that you see with your physical eyes, it's something that you come to connect with at a spiritual level.
We also took part in an Indigenous drum ceremony led by Reverend Evan Smith and Jesse during our camping trip.
So I'll sing that section first, and then I'll have you sing that with me. You can drum though.
But with that being said, Davenport has many other programs and events they're also involved in. Like the Bread and Brick Social Justice Group, where they tackle issues around the city and the community. The Homeless Memorial, where they remember the lives of homeless men and women that have died on the streets of Toronto. Several clay art programs where you learn creative skills. And Family Camp, where families get away from the city to reconnect with themselves and with nature. And this is what we do at Davenport.